Well, hello there, everyone. Time for a showcase that I have been waiting to make for some time now about the funniest champion in this game. So, I've been using Hyperion in Battlegrounds for quite a few seasons, and he has pulled off some of the stupidest fights I've ever seen. And it's all because of how he's RNG based with the 40% chance to gain a Fury. But it's not actually 40% chance because you can very easily boost him using the relic system. So if we pop over to the relics, there is one relic in particular that for Hyperion is absolutely insane. So if you take the 6-star Gamora relic, you gain 23% extra ability accuracy, so your Fury chance is about 50%. Then, from this rune here, Hyperion gained an expertise buff that is also it has increased duration for him and Gamora. Not sure why he's included there, but he is. You also get extra ability accuracy and duration using the relic as well. So essentially, you have a Hyperion with a 55%-ish Fury chance, and also these Furies are enhanced. Pretty ridiculous. So, quick Realm of Legends fight just to show base rotation. Very simple. Literally just parry heavy when Winter Soldier allows you, because we love Realm of Legend AI. Parry heavy, usually twice, go in, SB2. If it stuns, chain into a heavy straight away. If it doesn't, you can try for a stand-up intercept. Another combo, next SB2, dead. Literally as simple as that. Just wrap as many SB2s as you can until they are dead. And if you get some good RNG, it gets a bit silly in Battlegrounds. So this fight, this was one of the most average fights. This is nothing insane. This is rank 4 Nick Fury, so incredibly chunky. And this is a very average fight. Very average Fury RNG. Like that, 4 Furies after 2 heavies is about average. Average is actually 5, but, well, you know, you can't ask for much more. Now, the problem with this meta is actually quite bad for Hyperion for a couple of reasons. Oh, this is the victory track meta, which will become the week 1-2 meta. Okay, 2 reasons. 1, conflictor. Obviously bad for Hyperion who wants to armor break and stun you. But Phantom Pain actually makes it not as bad, because as you saw there, Nick Fury, he used his own conflictor stack on a bleed, not an armor break. However, the second part is if the opponent is bleed immune, Hyperion is just not going to do well. So there are other champions who Hyperion can do who are not on this showcase. Photon is the main example I can think of off the top of my head. Just because of that bleed immune plus conflictor, he's just not viable this meta. But a rank 4 Nick Fury, the chunkiest in the game, 48k. Seeing as he's not a direct counter, there are very few champs who can do that. And that was very mid RNG. Now, another one of the Heart of Fire champions, Future Ant-Man. Let's see how quick Hyperion does this defender. Hyperion's quite nice. So we just wait out the armor at the start, just so that we don't accidentally trigger 15 armors. 2 heavies like usual. Wait for him to dash in. Get that SB2 off. It does stun, which is really big. Into a combo. Into relic. Into another combo. And now it's getting quite close. Into another SB2. And now that's one of the other good things about Hyperion. Hyperion SB2 into stand-up intercept is very reliable. He can do it 99 times out of 100. So you can, if you're very close to the end of the fight, you can easily finish them off like that. Just a quick little stand-up, because Hyperion's attacks are very, very quick, very snappy. Now, moving on to a rank 4 Onslaught. We've actually got 3 separate Onslaught fights in this, because I was getting some slightly unfair RNG on how many times he wanted to hit my block in the other fights. But anyway, this obviously we can't parry because it's Onslaught, but you can heavy counter his heavy straight away, so same as usual. 2 heavies, wait for him to dash in. Into SB2, we get a stun, which is nice. Stun is a 60% chance, so it's more likely to happen than not. And now I just send for him. combo, relic, combo, SB2 again. It doesn't stun, which is annoying. We also missed the stand-up, but then we hit the next stand-up. So, like, yeah, if you can perfectly time the stand-up every time, he's essentially a stun lock champ. But obviously, you're not going to get it every time. Things happen. Slight timing changes. But hey, it's Hyperion. A little bit of luck goes a long way. So now moving on to a Weapon X fight. And initially when I did this fight, I didn't like it. I thought it was very mid. I played it wrong. But then I realised this is probably better than me showcasing some absolutely bonkers fight. Because this is a realistic fight. Like, your opponent's put down Weapon X and you're like, damn, I don't have a good counter. Use Hyperion. You can get a high health finish, hit some big numbers, and if you actually play it well, which I don't, you can actually get a good fight. So I go for an SB1 here to trigger his Berserk. Okay, now this is where I start messing up. I was like, oh, I can just spam SB1s through his Berserk and damage him. No, just let that Berserk expire. It gets way too strong. So here again, I'm spamming heavies. Throw an SB3. I should have waited till he got to 0 charges again and then thrown this, and it would have done a lot of damage. Like, this did about 25% of his health, but he's just going to regen that all back up. It's off another heavy, and then I started to realise that it just wasn't working, so dash back, throw an SB1 to delay him. No incinerates, thanks Guam. But now he is unbelievably dead. Another 2 heavies. Wait for him to dash into that SB2. We get some nice crits. Hyperion's crit rate is relatively good, which means that you are going to see some nice numbers. And 48,000 against a Weapon X. And yeah, you can see I wasn't happy with it, but it was a realistic fight, which, you know, he's not going to get this insane loop every single match. Some of the fights are going to be realistic and still quite good, like the Nick Fury fight. Speaking of fights that are insane loops, yeah, Arcade is about to disappear from your screens. We got that expertise buff, which is that little orange one next to the Fury. Essentially is just additional benefits for your Fury. Hit a 76k final hit, dash back into Relic, he opens up, so we combo him, and then he's dead. 28 seconds for a rank 3 Arcade. Ridiculous amounts of damage going off. So next up we've got a Lumatrix, and this is the only bleed immune fight I believe that is in the showcase, because Onslaught's bleed, he doesn't take any damage from bleed, but he's not bleed immune, so you can work with conflictor. I included this for one reason, and it'll become apparent at the end. At the end, he should SB3 me, which at first I was like, ah, yeah, not reliable, lucky fight. But then I realised he would have only got to that SB3 because of conflictor. So like here in this fight, I have no armor break, I have no stun loop. This is purely the Fury damage. So we go for heavies again, and I decided to go for SB3 because SB2 will just give him more conflictor. Let's imagine conflictor wasn't the current node. Lumatrix would already be dead, because we'd have just looped him very quickly. Which, Lumatrix is quite a challenging defender, just one of those like really annoying ones. But hey, he plays nice, we get the kill. But if conflictor wasn't a thing, so any other meta other than this, try it out. Lumatrix will disappear. So now we've got the back-to-back rank 3 onslaughts. And what I was trying to do here is, I hit a fight on a live stream ages ago that was around 51k against an onslaught. However, these 2 fights just did not want to happen. We get a full combo into block. Thanks. We get another most of a combo into block. So I've lost 10% of my health before we started. So let's just say we're on 88% health, 89. And see how much health we lose from this point. He's stunned, so we go for another heavy into that relic, into that another SB2. No crit, but we land the stand-up intercept. And that's another thing I like about Hyperion. You can very easily do 4 hits into a heavy, and there is not much time for the defender to react. So from 88% when we started hitting him, we only got down to 84%. So imagine he throws a heavy very early at the start. Would have been a ridiculous fight. But anyway, I went to try it again because I was getting annoyed, but it also doesn't happen again because this time we get, I believe it was quite bad neuro RNG. I'm relatively sure. But hey, this is just one of those things with Hyperion. Oh no, he just decides to throw a lot of combos again. But Hyperion is that, he is that wildcard champ. You know, you're backed into a corner, you're probably going to lose the match. Throw out the Hyperion. You might get back into the match, you might lose, but you was going to lose anyway. So, nothing's really changed. So here I'm up to 6 Furies. And now, just the damage is a little bit extreme. Into the Relic straight away. And, yeah, he is dead. Takes out from that SB1. A very nice fight once we actually started going. And now we've got a Mystic champion, which you would think is just incredibly bad for Hyperion. But if you get them stuck in the loop with Hyperion, it doesn't matter how much power they're gaining. They're just dead. So, here we go again. Starting off, and this time I wanted to try and trigger the conflictor, but it didn't happen. So that's fine. We take 2 ruptures, we will take a bit of health. You know, things happen. Wolf throws the SB1, you can heavy counter it very easily if you, like, just get some decent spacing. Throws another one, which was not ideal. It has sent me to my SB3. But anyway, we throw the SB3 off. If you do lose some health, you can SB3, dash back, hold block, and you will get a healing buff. But it does sacrifice your power gain buff, so I choose to not do it in this fight. But some fights I have done it before where I've gone to SB3, healed up, and that healing's actually won me the match. So it can be very useful, but anyway, we are now just laying into Wolf. SB2, we get a stun. Go for a heavy, and you can usually get a stand-up in straight after when they're getting up. Yep, into another SB2, and Wolf is dead. A rank 4 Wolf, class disadvantage, 48 and a bit K. Very nice fight. And now, last fight of the video. A bigger Hyperion showcase is coming when we get a better node set. I will grind out an hour's worth of fights, so actually leave a comment if you want to see a load more Hyperion fights and who you want to see me fight with him. Because if you can armor break them and they don't like instantly nullify your buffs, he works so well. So this Void here, rank 4, we take a bit of damage from that slow, but his heavy has a lot of hits, so he can instantly get rid of that debuff. Combo, Relic, combo again. SB2, just before the conflictor comes back, it stuns again. Into another combo, into the SB1, and he's dead. So yeah, make sure to use your wildcard Hyperion, guys. Thanks for watching, see you next time.